Hey, you asked for it and we're going to give it to you. You said that I used the wrong driver. And so today, hey, my eyes, they're up here. I like to be known for what's up here, not what I'm wearing. I need you guys to focus, please. Eyes up here. We aren't going to learn anything looking down here. No, stop. Okay, up here. Focus. Anyhow, you said that I screwed up and I used a bad driver for a comparison on the last video. So I went out and bought what I think is going to be the best driver out there. And we're going to test the RediDOT package. So this is going to be the RediDOT package. The Redi Boss is what they call it. And compare that to the Rhino GPD-45. And see how they do to see which one actually performs better. And luckily, today, it's a little cold. It's the middle of, actually it's the 2nd or 3rd of February. It's February. And it's getting ready to snow. The ground's frozen, maybe 18 inches down. So this ought to give us a really good comparison to find out which one does better. So I know one of the questions you guys are going to be asking us is, what is this mess back here? And what we found is that when we transport these drivers, they're bouncing around the back of trucks and we're beating these cases up pretty hard. And so Sir Fence-A-Lot came up with these really nifty carrying things that basically help transport them. Now, would you like to demonstrate how this works? Because I would hate to, I'm going to guess maybe like that.
Yeah. Bottom will kind of slide in there so it doesn't pop out.
Just slide in there, and then this locks in here. Just real simple, but that keeps them so they don't tip over. We can grab them, they're nice and stable. We're not beating up the cases. So we built these specifically for our drivers. So that's the one for that. And then this is the one we created. You'll notice that on this driver we have the really super sexy extended handles, which allows us to be able to stand on the ground and get on taller posts. And then this one even has wheels. Very, very nice engineering. And that's how that works. So, not my idea. You know what I like to say is I hire really smart people so that I can be the dumbest person in the room, and I mean it. Hey, let's get to it. You guys want to see some posts go on the ground? Let's get the posts in the ground. Stop screwing around, please. I feel like it's all falling apart. All right, you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. So that was interesting. I did not expect that. This driver, they were pretty even for a little bit, and then this driver took off, but when it hit the underneath this topsoil, there's some really good cobbly stone. If you watched our video on digging in rocky conditions, this is right across the road from that. So the topsoil is down about maybe that far, and then you run into just river rock cobble stuff. Anyhow, when this hit the rock, it really seemed to stumble and fall and let that one catch up. I think that they're both really comparable. I would like to maybe keep going and let's just put another mark on these and see if one of them stumbles after because we've kind of gotten to that really bad layer. So let's see what happens if we keep going just a little bit more to see if there's a difference there. So there's our mark. We'll put another mark on these and see what it takes to get it another foot real quick. Hey, while he's doing that, I would like to say something very serious. I'm a serious guy, and every once in a while we got to keep this serious on the channel. And I want to talk about these right here. So now see, you guys might give me a lot of crap about this, but let me show you something that's really cool. It is like 20 degrees out here today, and my feet are fine. And it's all because of these darn tough socks. Now, I am a huge proponent of darn tough socks. Darn tough socks are amazing. They're like 25 bucks a pair, but they are amazing socks. If you have problems with your feet stinking and getting cold and stuff like that, Darn Tough's where it's at. Your feet will stop stinking in your boots in the hot summer sun, and they'll stay warm in your flip-flops in the wintertime. that's where it's at. We're gonna put a link to Darn Tough socks down below, so if you need some of these, I highly suggest them. They are not a sponsor of this channel, but if you want to help this channel, you can use the link below to buy some of these great socks and keep your feet super, super happy. That way you can be like me and wear flip-flops in the wintertime and still be super comfortable. Good socks. Not a sponsor, but if you're from Darn Tough and you want to sponsor the channel, we'd love to have you. Oh, and just so you know, this motor was recently replaced, so these drivers are very comparable. Even though this one looks a little bit older, this motor was recently replaced because the other one gave up the ghost on us, and that was kind of a bummer. But so both of them should be running very strong. Just recently rebuilt all this and we're in good shape. So don't think for some reason that this one's going to underperform. All right, ready?
Yep.
I noticed that this has springs up here, and I wonder if that's, We're gonna play with this in just a second. So we're probably 8 inches ahead on the Rhino Pounder right now versus that one. This one's just about stalled out. I don't think we could probably drive for another half an hour and maybe get it another few inches, but we've about hit refusal with this particular driver. Now what I want to see is I want to try a couple different things real quick. Maybe see if we can put a little bit of pressure right here and see if we can get this down, because this has springs over here that are keeping some of the shock out. So it doesn't really matter how hard he pulls down. He's not getting a whole lot of extra downforce. On this one, we don't have any of that stuff. Then if that doesn't work to help get this post down, what I want to do is I want to switch this one over here and see if this one will drive this post the rest of the way, so we can really tell if there's a difference. If he happened to land on a big chunk of rock on this post, that could make a huge difference if it was squarely underneath the post. So we'll see. Let's try those couple things. I'm not seeing any movement whatsoever. So So, the clear winner here is the Rhino GPD-45. That surprised me. It surprised me that there was that much of a difference. It really stumbled, and the other driver it got down 3 feet. We kind of had a stumbling block, and I don't know what about the Rhinos making it hit a little bit harder, but when we hit that solid ground, this was able to get it down. It still took a long time. That tells you a little something about how hard the ground is. Yeah. Not the result we're looking for, but we're not going to lie to anybody and say anything differently. We came out here to test stuff, and we're going to give you the exact results. So there it is, Rhino GPD-45. I don't think they call it the GPD-45 now. We will give you a link in the description down below to what the comparable model to this is now, because they've kind of renumbered some of their drivers. But so anyhow, if you like the channel and you want to support the channel, one of the things that you can do is use the links down below to purchase products if you like some of the products you're seeing on the channel. That definitely helps us out. These are both in there very solid. I would say those are 8-foot posts. They're 4 foot halfway in the ground. And just know we're dealing with frozen ground and rocky ground underneath, so these are not, both drivers I would say performed very, very well given the conditions today. So, and with the RediDriver, let's see what else. Did you talk about what other kind of, so they do give you a case. We get some, this is a nice adapter. That's what we use for the Postmaster post. So we get that with it. We get the bigger collar for, I think this will go on up to 4-inch posts. So, and the other driver will not go on 4-inch posts. This is still really a good solid package, and I would definitely not hesitate to recommend this. It performed very respectably. unlike the Titan driver, which did not perform respectively. And we'll give you a link to that video right here. We're gonna grab a skid steer and bore a hole here just so we can see how frozen it is, how deep the frost is. So we're gonna call that maybe 11 inches of frost here. Not the easiest conditions. I'm gonna keep going. We'll see what's down here. We'll see what's under there. We'll go down to about, just go ahead and sink it all the way up to here. Inquiring minds want to know, like, what kind of conditions did we just pound posts in? Everybody wants to know. We're gonna show you. We won't leave you hanging. See how much easier that's going down now? His tracks aren't up off the ground. It's just, there's the rock. So we've got rock at about 29 inches is where we're hitting rock. About 29, 30, 31 inches, somewhere in there is where we're hitting rock, and we'll show you what we're pulling out. You can see some of that. So there you can see this is why at about 32 inches it kind of stalled out and got a lot slower. But we were able to drive both these posts to 4 feet through all that garbage. So they had to work for it. Pretty tough conditions right here once you get down to about 30 inches. Like I say, respectable showing for both drivers, but the Rhino did have just a touch more power. Hey, you know what's not cold? My feet. They're still darn warm. Okay, I'm lying a little bit. My big toe is a little bit on the cool side, but I've been out here for an hour and it is 32 degrees. 32 degrees. I've been out here for over an hour doing this in flip-flops. You know why I'm doing this? I'm doing this for all the freaking haters. You know what? Your hate fuels me. It does. It fuels me. Just hate on me. I don't even care. Hate all you want. I'm good with that.